What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Dean, aka the Blue Crusader. You may see Netflix introducing some brand new shows in their originals line in the past few years, and you may watch some of them. Today we're going to be looking into the top 10 Netflix original shows to watch in 2018. Number 10, Better Call Saul. A spin-off to Vince Gilligan's popular show on AMC, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul explores deeper into the life of fun and lovable character Saul Goodman, 6 years before the events of Breaking Bad, and his relations to Walter White. The show focuses on Goodman, then known as his actual name Jimmy McGill, and his small-time efforts to become an attorney, as well as his on and off relationship with his brother Charles. All in all, if you enjoyed Breaking Bad's enthralling storyline, Better Call Saul is definitely the show for you. Although definitely of similar taste, it does not promise as much action or intensity as Breaking Bad, but it still delivers. Number 9, House of Cards. House of Cards explores the life of Frank Underwood, a crooked politician trying his best to climb the ladder to presidency, and he won't stop at anything to achieve it. The show explores just how crooked and ruthless Underwood can be during his journey to the White House, as he steps on any and everybody who stands in his way of getting there. Underwood, feeling betrayed by the president he helped into office, embarks on a journey with his loyal wife to destroy his legacy and take the position of power for himself. This show is based on the original British series of the same name, and is one of Netflix's best dramas. If you are of strong political views and values, then you will almost definitely find this one interesting. Number 8, Van Helsing. Van Helsing explores the dark underworld of a world overrun by vampires on a classic twist on the Dracula-inspired story. Humans have to make an effort to band together in an alliance to survive against the ravenous vampiric army and their plague. The figurehead of the movement is led by Vanessa Van Helsing, who was the daughter of Abraham Van Helsing, a famous hunter of the vampires. Vanessa realises she is welcome to a world full of bloodsuckers when she awakens from a coma she has slept in for over 5 years. She learns of a blood trait that allows her to be a key individual in such events and become mankind's last hope. For those interested in fantasy storylines or films such as Van Helsing starring Hugh Jackman, then this series is definitely one of the best of its kind. Number 7, Santa Clarita Diet. Santa Clarita Diet is a strange show, but not a bad one by any means. When I first saw this advertised, I suspected it would turn out to be the general kind of American reality or sitcom show targeted at middle-aged women, but it is anything but that. Santa Clarita Diet is a show that focuses on Sheila, played by Drew Barrymore, who is sick before awakening from death. Sheila finds out she is a self-aware zombie and begins to crave meat and then human flesh. The series focuses on Sheila and her husband Joel, who attempt to kill criminals and those bad people who won't be missed to feed her new craving. I would definitely recommend this show for anyone who is a fan of zombie shows and comedies, as it brings the perfect blend of both to the table. Number 6, Making a Murderer. One of the more popular shows on this list, Making a Murderer, is a 2015 show at this point. However, for those who haven't seen it, it is definitely worth the watch. The show is based in Wisconsin, in a place known as Manitowoc County, and is a documentary series that follows the real events of Stephen Avery's life, including his false arrest and pardon, as well as his later arrest for a murder he claimed he did not commit. The show goes over the gathered evidence, stories and accounts from multiple people, as well as information regarding the defence on the case, and possible excluded evidence from the state's end during the trial. For anyone who is into documentaries and crime specifically, this show is definitely one of the most interesting in the genre, as the case is so complex. Number 5, Narcos. Narcos follows the real stories of some of Colombia's most notorious kingpins of various cartels. The first season follows the story of trafficker Pablo Escobar from his perspective during the 80s narcotics war, during his rise to power, and his impact on the political system and the country as a whole. Although a drama, it is based mostly off true events, and although it may contain some inaccuracies, it tries its best to retain accuracy and is definitely a great show. It is mostly subtitled as the characters speak Spanish, but it somehow doesn't fail to bore the viewer regardless of their nationality. Number 4, Luke Cage. One of the first of Marvel's new Netflix shows, Luke Cage is a great adventure as the show follows Mike Colter's Luke Cage in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The show follows Luke Cage, who finds himself in a situation in which he has immeasurable strength and bulletproof skin. He uses his power for good as he attempts to crack down on the crime problem in Harlem, New York, as he evolves from a quiet life to a crime stopper. For any Marvel fan who is immersed in the cinematic universe, this is a must-watch. Number 3. Iron Fist. Another Marvel superhero show and not the last on our list, Iron Fist is based upon the character of the same name from the comic books. Danny Rand is a young man who has suffered an ordeal after surviving a plane crash, which he later finds out was an intentional plot to eliminate his parents, so that the others could seize power over their company. Rand grows up in a city known as Kunlun, as he is raised by monks and granted the power of the Iron Fist, which he summons through the Chi. The story gets interesting as Rand returns, a slightly older but young man who attempts to regain control of his company and rekindle old friendships. There is great fight sequences and special effects in this show, and it's a must watch for anyone who loves martial arts and old fighting movies. Number 2. The Punisher. The Punisher, the last Marvel show on this list, appeals to perhaps a slightly different audience. The show is vastly based around gore and shock factor fight sequences and follows main protagonist Frank Castle, who has sought revenge on those who have wronged him and killed his family. The Punisher, a name he takes on for himself, uses his connections and military skill to put an end to criminals in a more horrific, vigilante-style way to the other superheroes on this list. This is a great show for anyone who is interested in full-on gore and action. Number 1. Stranger Things. Stranger Things takes the number 1 spot on this list, not just for its popularity, but also for its complex and original plotline. With 2 seasons ready to watch instantly at the time of making this video, Stranger Things is based in the 80s America in a small Indiana town. It focuses primarily on Joyce Byers, whose son goes missing, and through the aid of her son and the band of her missing son's friends, go on a mission to find answers and to save him, which leads to the uncovering of new dimensions, creatures, and government secrets. This is a perfect show for any nerd or fan of classical movies and conspiracies. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about similar facts like these, or your favourite characters from games or movies, you can check out the other lore or top 10 videos on this channel. Subscribe for more videos like this and make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. Thanks for watching.